Welcome to the show. Hello, how are you doing tonight? Good evening, America. Welcome to the show where we hate everyone and everyone hates us. I'm your host, Desmond Dubois. Now, tonight's cue, we are going to bring you the harsh details of Common Core. That's core with an or. Now, for our ignorant viewers, Common Core is a set of standards that have been implemented in the educational system. Basically, this means that instead of teachers deciding how to best teach their classroom, students in Washington make those decisions for them. Now, this has been met with a lot of criticism due to the controversy over the origin, authorship, and implementation of these standards. Basically, people they're PO'd. Now, this evening we're going to start out by sending you to our senior correspondent, Cassandra Taylor, who has been investigating this educational innovation.
Good evening. I'm here with Bill Gates, a main sponsor and staunch advocate of this new curriculum. So Bill, tell us a little bit about Common Core.
Definitely. Common Core is a set of standards based on the idea that what you should know at various grades should be well structured, and the notion that kids should know something that they can build on later in their academic careers. This way, starting in elementary school, kids will already be on the path to college readiness.
So, where did you come up with this idea?
Well, two friends of mine, Gene Wilhoit and Dave Coleman, presented this idea to me some years back. I really believed it would be a nice way to give back to my country. It ensures that our education system aptly prepares students to compete globally from kindergarten through collegiate level. My two friends are really passionate about preparing for our nation's future.
So then it's not your idea?
Well, no. They came to me for help in circumventing some legal pitfalls they kept running into. And they really needed the funding to get this thing rolling.
Funding? So then how much exactly did you invest in this?
Today, I've supported this project with $160 million thus far.
160 million? That's quite a bit of support there.
It is indeed.
Then moving away from Common Core, how much education do you have?
I didn't finish college. I was at Harvard for about 2 years when...
You didn't finish. Then, from what you mentioned earlier, why to you is being college ready so important?
Well, it's not like I just quit. I dropped out because I saw an opportunity for me to make a whole lot more money than if I'd finished my useless degree.
Just to reiterate one more time, what is the purpose behind these standards?
But because, as I've already stated, Common Core allows students a set of standards based on the idea that what you should know at various grades should be well structured, and the notion that kids should know something that they can build on later in their academic careers. So basically, analytical thinking is the key to it all.
While Bill Gates is regarded as the mastermind behind this scheme, the majority of individuals who actually carry it out tend to disagree with its standards. So, to gain a more holistic perspective, I brought together two test makers, a teacher and one of her students, to get their take on the issue.
So, what type of questions do you think accurately assess a student's knowledge?
Well, we have a formulated process in determining the best questions to include in our tests. At testing headquarters, we have a slightly competitive environment in which we first challenge each other to better challenge the students.
Really, creativity is key. The purpose is not to force a curriculum down a teacher's throat. It's to push students to think outside of the box. It all comes down to what will be most profitable for those involved.
As an elementary school teacher, experience tells me that students respond best to questions that pique their curiosity, that make them want to think outside the box. Nothing new or intimidating, but rather material that has already been taught in class and students feel confident in answering.
So you're saying that you think students should be tested on things they've already learned?
What else would they be tested on?
So I have here a question from a Common Core test for second graders. Could you tell me exactly what you think this question is assessing?
This is one of my favorite questions that I've made. So what we see here is a test of ocular perception. But it's so much more than a simple cognitive reasoning assessment. This question incorporates the goal of conditioning students for college readiness at the elementary level.
How so?
I guess you wouldn't understand. Your schooling was before the time of Common Core.
So what knowledge does this question assess? You tell me. As much as I've heard they use crayons rather than rulers in college these days, I don't see how questions of this type benefit my students in any way.
In any way?
In any way.
So tell me about your experience with K through 12 students.
Well, I personally don't have any teaching experience. I don't know about you.
No, not at all. Kids make me slightly uncomfortable, so I was never really drawn to teaching directly.
So then, do any of your colleagues have teaching experience then?
Might be one.
You mean Scott? He may have taught high school for a couple of years, maybe.
I've been teaching 4th grade in this school system for 20 years.
And so have you had any input as to the authority of Common Core in your classroom?
No, none whatsoever.
So, this is what we're going to be working on today. Go ahead, take a look.
I'm using a crayon as a ruler.
Because Arnie Jumpkins said it's going to prepare you for college.
What if I don't want to go to college? What if I want to go to trade school? Or just enter the workforce? I'm pretty sure in the real world, they don't teach crayons as rulers.
Well, you do if you're an elementary school teacher.